Monday. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seafried and Brew. Well, when we look at all these different numbers coming out, like GDP being up 0.1%, taking everybody by surprise, ISM, non-facturing index on an upward level, unemployment coming down to 6.3%, and winter very much to blame in here in terms of these numbers jumping all over the place. So when we look at the 10-year Treasury in here declining down to 2.6% in here from where it had been hanging closer to 2.8% during the winter months. So what should we think in here? Which way do we think the Fed is going to go in terms of overall interest rates? We, once again, at Seafried and Brew, go to the Fed Philadelphia 3-month coincident index as we look across the country. Interestingly enough, it's exactly the same as last month, being up 0.6%, which indicates that it's very similar to last year's level of increases. And then when we think about that, we look at, once again, GDP being maybe not as low as just up 0.1%, but probably throughout this year being very similar to 2013. The other one that we like to look at Seafried and Brew is the 6-month leading index. And as we look across the country, the average in here exactly the same as last month, up 1.1%, which once again is very similar to the numbers we had during 2013. Once again, it would suggest that our overall level of growth in here is going to be fairly slow to moderate in here, similar to 2013. But there's something in the 6-month leading index that is somewhat disturbing. Once again, the pink indicating negative growth to more negative growth as we look across the country. And when we think about that, we now have 11 states that are showing this. Well, when we look back over the history of this index, is that it's very similar to an economy moving up and then moving down. And overall, when we look at the ups and downs, the last time that we had this on the downside with that many states being in negative was 2010. And then on the other side of the economy, basically being 2007, when we had this many negative states. Now, it's not to say that we're going to go into a recession in here, but we want to watch this to see if more states start to turn negative. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seafried and Brew. Have a great week.